Not a car this time. Not an EV. Not even a full vehicle. The next major front in America's trade war with China is something almost nobody's talking about: truck bed covers. And the federal case behind it started with a complaint from 8 American companies who felt they couldn't compete anymore. On February 25, 2026, a coalition of American truck accessory manufacturers, Real Truck, Lormark Enterprises, Undercover, Retrax, Truxedo, Xtang, ARE Accessories, and Roll N Lock filed formal petitions with both the U.S. Department of Commerce and the U.S. International Trade Commission. Their claim was specific. Chinese-made truck bed covers were being sold in the U.S. at unfairly low prices, and Chinese manufacturers were receiving government subsidies that gave them an advantage American companies simply couldn't match. This wasn't a random complaint. U.S. trade law requires domestic manufacturers to formally prove they're being materially injured before an investigation like this can even begin. The Commission agreed there was enough evidence, and by March 20th, Commerce officially opened 2 separate investigations at once: a countervailing duty investigation into government subsidies and a separate anti-dumping investigation into unfairly low pricing. This is worth explaining clearly because it's different from the flat tariffs you've heard about in our other videos. A countervailing duty specifically targets products that receive government subsidies, financial support from a foreign government that lets a company sell below what it would normally cost to produce. An anti-dumping duty is separate, targeting products sold in the U.S. below their fair market value, essentially underpricing competitors on purpose to gain market share. Commerce can, and often does, impose both at the same time on the same product, which is exactly what's happening here. Investigators spent months examining 24 separate alleged subsidy programs from the Chinese government, along with China's broader economic structure and financial system, to determine whether these subsidies were real and how large they were. The investigation moved through several official delays, first postponed from May 21st to July 25th, then finalized on July 31st, 2026. Commerce's preliminary determination came back affirmative, meaning investigators concluded that countervailable subsidies are, in fact, being provided to Chinese truck bed cover producers and exporters, covering the full 2025 calendar year as the investigation period. That preliminary finding is what triggers the possibility of duties being imposed even before the case is fully finished, which is why headlines are already describing this as triple-digit tariff territory. The separate anti-dumping investigation is still ongoing, with Commerce determining that the case is, in their own words, extraordinarily complicated, pushing that preliminary determination out to September 23, 2026. The final combined determination across both investigations is expected around October 13, 2026. On the surface, this looks like a niche industry dispute over tonneau covers, but it fits directly into the exact same pattern we've covered across Polestar, Chinese EVs entering through Canada, and China's global export flood. American manufacturers in nearly every category now, aftermarket parts, EVs, entire vehicles, are running into the same wall. Chinese competitors that can often produce comparable products at prices that are difficult or impossible to match without government intervention. This case is small in dollar terms compared to a full vehicle tariff, but it's a clear signal that this pattern isn't limited to cars themselves. It's expanding into the entire supply chain around them. Mirrors, batteries, accessories, anything with a Chinese manufacturing origin is now a potential target for this exact process. So while the big headlines focus on EV bans and Polestar, this quieter case over truck bed covers shows the same trade fight playing out in 100 smaller industries most people never hear about. If the final determination in October confirms these duty rates, expect the price of a decent bed cover to climb noticeably for anyone shopping this fall. Subscribe for the update when Commerce's final ruling comes out in October.